Hello to everyone, let's talk about the wheels today. How to choose to have a nice and shiny alloy wheels or adventure looking spoke wheels. In this video I'll try to explain as simple as possible the pros and cons of each one of the options. Stay with me. The first motorcycles were nothing more than bicycles with small engines. They even have a wooden wheels. Then slowly moved to the wire sprocket wheels, and it was about the same until later 70s. And after that, I believe was Honda first who released the new alloy wheels. Since then, the revolution began. Today, we can see thousands of different variations and models. Actually, it is hard to choose, and you don't have to unless you have a very special custom bike. Actually, if I ask you now what is your favorite model alloy wheels, I can bet on $100 that you cannot tell me because you never look on the wheels. Who cares about all of this when you have a nice and powerful bike? As I said earlier, it is not important, but what we have to know is the difference between alloy and spoke wheels. Keep watching and I'll try to explain. Number 1. Alloy wheels. You can see it on 99% of the sport and touring bikes. There is a few reasons about that. The first one is the design. Maybe you never pay attention of that, but I am sure that on each one of these factories they have a huge department work on that, and every year they spend thousands of dollars for different variations, projects and colors. Actually, to have a very nice sport bike with a simple wheels, it's like to have a Gucci suit with a very old and dirty military shoes. They just not much. Second reason is that the sport and touring bikes are very powerful. The alloy wheels could provide the necessary strength and shape to handle that power. With simple words, you can use wider tires. Another one reason is the production price. Because all of this creating process could be made automatically, no need of manual labor, of course all of this will reduce the final price of the product. And last but not least is safety. Even if you have a puncture, the air pressure will drop slowly, which is very important if you ride with the high speed on the highway, for example. So these are the pros. Let's summarize it. Cheaper price, different designs, possibilities to have a wider tire. You can use tubeless tires, very easy to repair, no need to remove the tire from the bike. And last, safety on the highway. Like anything else, they have some cons. The first is the weight. Yes, they are heavier. Of course, if you have some custom design wheel, sport race wheel from titanium, they'll be light, but in most of the cases, the alloy wheel is much heavier than a simple spoke wheel. Number 2 is that it's easy to bend it or damage it, and when it happens, it will be almost impossible to repair. I have seen some guys heat it up and then restore the original shape, and it could work for some cheap scooters or maybe some commuters bikes or whatever you have, but for a sport bike I don't think so. Even a simple curve will disbalance the wheel and the bike, of course, and this could be very dangerous, especially on the high speed. The third reason is that they are not good for off-road use. Hard terrains can easily bend the rim, and when it happens you're done. Tubeless tires cannot hold the air if the edge or the board of the wheel is damaged. If you have a big hammer, you can try to restore the original shape, and it might work in some situations, but in most of the cases you can make it even worse. Let's see the wired sprocket wheels now. They are used mostly for off-road motorcycles. The main reason of that is because they are light and durable. You can see it in some road models like BMW 9T. They even use some real off-road tires, also in some scramblers, but it's because of the vision of the bike. I cannot believe that someone will try these machines off-road. So the pros are simple. They are light, they are durable, they can be used for on and off-road ride as well, and the spokes could be easily replaced in the case you damage it. Let's talk about the cons now. The first one is obvious. You need tubes. Which is fine, most of you will never need to change it, the local garage will do it for you, but when you go on the trip, especially on the long motorcycle trip, you need to carry a spare tubes with you. Some riders could tell you that it is not necessary if you have a repair kit with you, but it's not exactly like that. The second and very big minus of this type of wheels is that because they need to use tubes, and the tubes could blow up while you ride. And when it happens, you're losing control of the bike, especially if you ride on the high speed. It really depends on the situation, but it could finish dramatically. Let me tell you now one personal story. Last year I went to a simple 2-day trip, and because of that I did not take my spare tubes with me. I thought that I'm not gonna need it because it's only 2 days. I was riding on the highway with about 120 km per hour when suddenly my front tire or my front tube blew it up. It was a really scary situation, and for a couple of seconds I just said to myself, that's it, now it's going to hurt. Luckily, I managed to stop without any problems, and then I saw that my front tire is completely flat. I have my repair kit with me, but after more than 2 hours, more than 7 different holes and different patches, I realized that it's not going to be possible to fix it because the holes were too much. Later, I found out that the big piece of metal drilled the tire and went into the tube. And because the air pressure dropped very fast, and the wheel was spinning until I stopped, it makes so many holes on the tube. So I was there 250 kilometers away from home on the highway, sitting on the emergency line, a lot of trucks and cars going past me, and it's getting dark, and I still had to fix all of the punctures, whatever number they were, if I want to move. Of course, as usual, I never go on the trip without my famous luck, so a German guy with a big trailer for horses stopped and helped me to move the bike and even find a new tire for me. A video about it actually became a really nice story you can watch here. The third big minus is that even if you have a spare tire, to change it on the road it's not that easy. You should have at least some experience, or you can spend hours jumping around your motorcycle like a chicken without any results. Another one downside of the sprocket wheels is that they cannot be cleaned properly. I know that after the blow-up situation this seems like nothing, but some riders could find this embarrassing. Okay, that's enough for sprocket wheels. Let's go to the third model. Hold on a second. What kind of third model? I thought there are only two, sprocket and alloy wheels. Not really. There is another one option, and it became more famous in the last few years. It's a tubeless spoke wheels. If you haven't seen it until now, basically it is the same principle as the well-known spoke wheels, but the spokes are attached to the edge of the rim instead of the middle. You can see it in almost all new adventure models like GS 1200, Yamaha Super Tenere, Triumph Tiger, Ducati Multistrada and many more. My personal opinion is that this is the best option for long motorcycle trip, because if you have it, all things like spare tubes, brake levers, patches or changing on the road will disappear. So guys, let's summarize everything. Alloy wheels, great for road trips or racing, not good for off-road. Sprocket wheels, good for road and off-road, but with a lot of cons. Tubeless sprocket wheels, I think this is the great option. The only problem is that usually it's coming with $15,000 bike cost. I hope that this information will help you to take the right decision. If you want to learn more about long motorcycle trips, check the rest of the videos in the channel, there are tons of information there, or buy my new book, How to Become a Long Distance Motorcycle Rider. Link in the description below. As usual, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for a new video every week. Ride safe. Ciao.